As we await the launch, let me tell the viewers about the flight events for LVM-3 M4 Chandrayaan 3 mission. At T0, the twin S-200s will be ignited and the mighty LVM-3 rocket lifts off. The core L-110 stage is airlit 108 seconds into the flight, while the rocket is at an altitude of 45 kilometers. The S-200 strap-ons and L-110 will thrust together for the next 20 seconds. Thereafter, the strap-ons will separate 127 seconds past launch time, while the rocket is at 62 kilometers altitude. The relative velocity gained by the rocket in the meantime is 1.59 kilometers per second. At an altitude of 71 kilometers, closed loop guidance is initiated for LVM-3. Separation of payload fairing takes place at 195 seconds past launch at an altitude of 115 kilometers. The core 110 stage, having completed its burn time of about 200 seconds, is separated from the ongoing rocket. This event takes place at 306 seconds into the flight. At this point of time, the altitude will be 175 kilometers and the rocket would have acquired 4.2 kilometers per second relative velocity. Then the upper cryogenic stage, C25, ignites 2 seconds later and continues to burn for close to 650 seconds. During the operational regime of C25, the largest relative velocity addition takes place. It increases from 4.178 km per second to 9.804 km per second. And the most awaited moment of the Chandrayaan 3 separation is scheduled to take place at 969.7 seconds into the flight. The altitude will be 179.3 kilometers, which is a part of elliptical transfer orbit of 170 by 36,500 kilometers. From then on, the mooncraft Chandrayaan 3 would commence its journey to the moon.
इस मिशन का काउंटडाउन 25.5 घंटे पूर्व शुरू हो चुका है और इस दौरान रॉकेट तथा अंतरिक्ष यान को पावर ऑन कर सभी तंत्रों की स्वास्थ्य जांच की जा रही है। इस दौरान L-110 चरण तथा क्रायोजेनिक चरण पर ईंधन का भराव सुनिश्चित किया जा चुका है। यह काम प्रमोशन मंच से पर पूर्ण स्वचालित तकनीक से पूर्ण सुरक्षा के साथ संपूर्ण किया जाता है। आप अभी अपनी स्क्रीन पर यहाँ व्यूअर्स गैलरी का दृश्य देख रहे हैं। बहुत भारी संख्या में यहाँ लोग उपस्थित हुए हैं इस रोमांचक दृश्य को देखने के लिए। मौसम विभाग के अनुसार मौसम पूरी तरह सामान्य अनुकूल है इस प्रमोशन के लिए। अब आपके सामने प्रस्तुत है LVM-3 का इंटीग्रेशन वीडियो।
이번에 발사되는 게 LVM-3 놓으시고요.
We bring to you a small clipping of the integration video for the LVM-3 rocket.
Minus 25 minutes.
On your TV screens, you are watching the visuals from second vehicle assembly building, where the full LVM-3 M4 rocket has been assembled. These are the strap-on boosters getting assembled segment by segment.
Roger.
Each S-200 has got 3 segments
Roger.
called nozzle end segment, middle segment and head end segment, to which the nozzle is assembled, and one after the other the segments are joined together. When the fully assembled solid rocket booster is handled carefully with a crane and being lowered on to the mobile launch pedestal as an integrated rocket, the igniter assembly then takes place, and this is the strap-on nose cones. On your TV screens, it is the core L-110 stage. being brought to the second vehicle assembly building for tilting and assembly between the S-200 boosters.
जी हाँ, अभी आपने देखा दोनों S-200 स्टब-ऑन बूस्टर्स के साथ L-110 को भी संलग्न कर दिया गया है और यह है क्रायोजेनिक अपर स्टेज, CH-25 कहा जाता है इसे। बहुत ही जटिल इंजन है ये C-20 इंजन। बहुत ही सावधानी पूर्वक पूरी दक्षता के साथ यह कार्य संपन्न किया जाता है। यह है इक्विपमेंट बे, जो कि दिमाग है इस रॉकेट का, और यह है हमारा प्रोपल्शन मॉड्यूल, चंद्रयान 3 का प्रोपल्शन मॉड्यूल है ये।
그래서 한 8월 말 정도 이거 한 4개월 걸리나 이게? 올해는 2020년에
चंद्रयान 2 के पश्चात इसमें काफी सुधार किए गए हैं।
TCDC, SHAR wanted to confirm normal
758 वॉट के सोलर पैनल्स लगे हुए हैं, 440 न्यूटन के थ्रस्टर्स हैं।
그래서 예정대로 하면은 이제 40일 동안 비행한 다음에 8월 23일 달 남극 인근에 착륙할 예정입니다.
और
탐사기간은
आप देख
굉장히
रहे
짧아요.
हैं
한 14일 정도밖에 안
लैंडर
되고요.
और रोवर को। ये रोवर है जो चंद्रमा
만일에 이제
में
착륙을
विचरण करेगा।
성공한다 그러면 다시 이제 인도 같은 경우는 미국, 러시아, 중국에 의해서 네 번째 착륙구가
पूरी
되고요.
सावधानी के साथ
달 남극에
इसे
착륙하는 첫
संयोजित
번째
कर दिया जाता है।
탐사선이 그달 착륙이 됩니다. 그래서
और
이제
यह लैंडर मॉड्यूल
나사나 지금
रोवर के
중국
साथ
같은 경우도 달에 지금 달 남극에 지금 착륙하려고 지금 여러 가지 준비를 하고
अब इस
있는데
लैंडर मॉड्यूल को
쉽지 않죠.
प्रोपल्शन मॉड्यूल के साथ संयोजित कर दिया जा रहा है।
사실 이제 달이 그래서 이번에 이제 보내는 건요. 예전에 찬드라얀 2호 같은 경우는 궤도선, 착륙선, 탐사차 이렇게 로버 이런 식으로 돼 있었는데 사실 이제 궤도선은 지금까지 운영되고 있어요. 근데 비크람이라고 하는 바크람이라고 하는 그 착륙선이
पेलोड फेयरिंग के अंदर
오류를
सुरक्षित कर दिया जा रहा है।
소프트웨어가 걸려가지고 결국에는 착륙을
पेलोड
실패를
एडेप्टर,
했었죠.
अंतरिक्षयान
2019년에.
और
그리고
पेलोड फेयरिंग
이번에는 착륙선하고 탐사차만
सभी के समुच्चय को
준비를
एनकैप्सुलेटेड
해가지고
असेंबली
이제
कहते हैं।
갑니다.
अब
지금
इसे
이제
व्हीकल
그
असेंबली बिल्डिंग लाया जा रहा है
영상에서 지금 그 모습을
और क्रेन की
보여주고
मदद
있고요.
से इसे क्रायो स्टेज के ऊपर संयोजित किया जा रहा है। अब पूर्णतः तैयार
그래서
LVM
이제
3M4 रॉकेट
먹을
vehicle
이번에도
assembly building से
비크람이네.
निकलकर
이름이. 자, 무게
launch pad की ओर जा
1.7톤의
रहा है।
착륙선 비크람인데요. 비크람이
इसे मोबाइल लॉन्च पेडेस्ट्रियल पर रखकर
프란스
करीब
크리에이터로 용기라는 뜻을 가지고 있고요.
1 किलोमीटर की
여기에
दूरी तय की जाती है।
주기, 레이저 반사판 등 4개의 과학 장비가 탑재되어 있습니다. 그리고 이제 로봇 탐사차, 지금 로봇은 프라그얀인데 이름 똑같이 했어요. 예전에 그 실패했을 때 그 이름을 다시
अब इसे
다시 이제
सावधानी पूर्वक
도전하겠다는
लॉन्च पैड
뜻이거든요.
ले आया गया है
그래서 무게는 26kg,
और बाकी
크기는
की स्वास्थ्य जांच यहाँ से पूरी की
굉장히
जाएगी।
작다. 91cm 곱하기 91.7cm
पूर्ण
곱하기
संयोजित
79cm
और तैयार
곱하기
LVM
38.7cm.
3M4 रॉकेट
얘는
आगे की
바퀴가
जांच
6개인
तथा
6만 로봇
तरल नोदक का
탐사차입니다.
भराव यहाँ संपन्न किया जाता है।
그래서 14일 동안 태양 전지를 동력으로 500m 이동하면서
The LVM
물
3 M4
얼음
rocket
온도하고 헬륨
standing majestically
3를
against
이제
a picturesque
탐사합니다.
background in the second launch pad.
그래서 이제 예전에
LVM-3 rocket will
이번에도
fly
없었나?
for the
그
seventh launch
모니터링이?
today. 43.5 meters tall and
그래서 지금
642
이번에
tons
예전에
heavy.
그 탄드라얀
Launch
2호가
vehicle
실패를
has been
했었어요.
operationalized after an
실패했는데
experimental and 2 developmental missions.
실패를 했는데
Mission
그래서
executives
이제
on your
소프트웨어
screen.
해가지고 소프트웨어
That's the
전달했고,
spacecraft director
그 예전에 착륙선
and associate spacecraft director.
5개였는데 4개로 바꾸고 연착륙 과정을 새롭게 설계했다. 연착륙 여기 문제였죠. 그래서 이번에 총 비용이 7,500만 달러, 약 900억
LVM-3 is India's largest and heaviest launch vehicle ferrying Indian and international customer satellites.
그래서 이제 그 2008년에 그 찬드라 이론은 7,900만 달러, 2013년에는 망갈리안이 7,300만 달러 들었고요. 찬드라 이후 가장 많이 들었는데 이제 기도성 이제 비용이 들어가가지고 이번에 기도
अब हम उड़ान से 19 मिनट
아.
की दूरी पर
그래서 이번에는 이제 달라고 착륙한다 지금 계획을 하고 있습니다.
LVM-3 M4 Chandrayaan 3 launch.
minus 19 minutes.
Mission Director Roger.
TTC director to mission director
그래서 이제 2017년 그 일본 같은 경우는
Range Operation Director,
4억
Telemetry Tracking and
78만
Command
네,
Director,
중국 같은 경우는
Satellite Director और
참고로는
Vehicle Director
1억
अपने तंत्रों की
8,700만
जानकारी
달러 같은
मिशन
경우에는
डायरेक्टर को देते हैं.
화성비를 굉장히 싸게 해요.
All
그렇죠.
necessary clearances are
그
obtained for
산드라
the
1호
launch
같은
of
경우는 달
LVM-3
충돌
M4 Chandrayaan
탐사선을
3 mission.
MIP를
Mission Readiness Review Committee and launch
전남극에 있는
authorization
세컬전
board have
충돌구를
already
이거에
given
충돌시켜가지고
authorization for the launch of
물
LVM-3
얼음에
M4 Chandrayaan
어둠에
3
있다.
mission.
이거를
Based
이제
on the readiness of
확인했죠.
vehicle systems, range,
산드라
spacecraft,
이호는
and DTC confirmed by
탐사선
respective
실패하고
mission
교수만 잘 돌고
executives
있습니다.
and the prevailing favorable weather conditions. Mission Director hereby authorizes for the launch operation sequence
지금은 이제
of
일본하고
launch
러시아도
of
다시 지금
LVM-3
계획을 하고
M4
있고
Chandrayaan 3
중국도
mission
지금 창어
at 14
6호를
hours
지금
35 minutes
발사를
17
하려고
seconds
생각합니다.
Indian Standard Time. Today, the 14th July 2023, from second launch pad of SDSC Sharp.
Control Roger. All stations to know. Mission Director has given authorization for launch.
맞다.
जी हाँ, अभी आपने घोषणा सुनी. मिशन डायरेक्टर ने इस लॉन्च के लिए ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस शुरू करने का अनुमोदन दे दिया है. इसके पश्चात व्हीकल डायरेक्टर एलएस ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस शुरू करेंगे.
On your screens, you have just watched Mission Director
이거니까
Shri
그
Mohan
창조적
Kumar
애니메이션도
giving
공개했네요.
clearance for the initiation of automatic launch sequence. This is based on the confirmation of readiness of all participating team for range, launch vehicles, spacecraft, and tracking. The automatic launch sequence is scheduled to begin at T-14 minutes 30 seconds, as a part of which the most critical control system elements are checked for the launch vehicle.
Minus 17 minutes.
Very close to the launch time, control will be passed on to the onboard
Roger.
computers.
VLCC to LCC to note. Timing
व्यूअर्स
confirmed
गैलरी
with
दर्शकों से
Excel full
खचाखच भरी हुई.
VLCC Roger.
बहुत भारी संख्या में यहाँ लोग उपस्थित हुए हैं. आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत है सतीश धवन अंतरिक्ष केंद्र में.
지금 엄청 오셨네 지금. 거긴 비가 안 오나 봐요.
Enthusiastic
우리 한국
viewers
비가
from
오나
all across the country gathering at Satish Dhawan Space Center Launch View Gallery for witnessing this historic moment
Data
of
loggers
Chandrayaan
are
3
on Sharon and
launch.
Shatu stations. Copied.
The countdown for LVM-3 M4 Chandrayaan 3 mission has lasted for 25 and a half hours. It was commenced on 1:30 p.m. yesterday.
While of operation of hydrogen tank
During
scheduled at
countdown,
bottom PLO.
the launch vehicle
Minus
stages are
16
serviced with propellants.
Vehicle director to
Gas
ALS
bottles
control.
meant for stage
Vehicle
operations are
director
charged.
authorizes
While the Earth
automatic
storable
launch sequence
propellant
for the
filling was
LVM-3
concluded
M4
more than
Chandrayaan 3
16
mission.
hours ago.
그래서 아마 그
LS
Cryogenic propellants.
SDA servers activated. MC
달
confirms data
궤도를
from
지구궤도를
अभी-
Sharma.
अभी
6차례에서
कंफर्म किया गया है. व्हीकल डायरेक्टर श्री बीजूसी थॉमस ने ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस शुरू कर दिया है. अब यह लॉन्च व्हीकल LVM-3 M4 रॉकेट ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस के अंतर्गत है.
Automatic launch
इसका
sequence
मतलब ऑनबोर्ड
initiated for
कंप्यूटर
LVM-3 M4
पूरी तरह
이번에
स्वचालित हो चुका है.
좀 시간이 많이 늦게 갔지만은 그래도 이번에 새롭게 도전을 다시 하는데 결과가 주목됩니다.
We are very close to the launch, and the day of launch wind biasing data is fed during the countdown to the onboard computers to enable most suitable steering of the launch vehicle through atmosphere. Up next, we will watch a curtain raiser video on this
Event
mission.
number 465. Request CGSS to confirm supply of GN2 to Cryo facility.
소개가 나오네요.
Moon. This familiar object in the night sky has inspired the imagination of astronomers and ordinary people alike. From time immemorial, humans have marveled at the beauty of the moon, used it to count time and navigate the high seas. In modern times, Moon, the only natural satellite of the Earth, has acquired added importance due to the belief that Moon is the key to our understanding of the evolution of the solar system in general and Earth in particular.
Minus 14 minutes.
Besides, Moon's precious resources and low gravity have further endeared it to humans. India, a major spacefaring nation, has conducted a detailed exploration of the moon through its Chandrayaan program. The country has sent 2 robotic spacecraft to orbit the moon and to take a repeated look at its surface. Chandrayaan-1 demonstrated India's ability to reach the surface of the moon at a place and time of its choice. And with it, India became the 4th country to reach the surface of the moon in November 2008. Besides, Chandrayaan-1's conclusive discovery of water on the moon in 2009 was praised as a path-breaking discovery. The follow-on mission, Chandrayaan-2, had an orbiter, a lander called Vikram, and a rover named Pragyan. In the past 4 years, the orbiter has repeatedly observed the lunar surface and even today is working satisfactorily. Now, 3,900 kilograms Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft is being sent to the moon with the objective of making yet another focused attempt to slowly land on the lunar surface and to explore it with the help of a rover. Following the spacecraft launched by India's most capable rocket LVM-3, the Chandrayaan-3 lander carrying a rover within it will be carried into an orbit around the moon by the propulsion module. A little later, the lander will separate from that module and will attempt to make a soft landing in the south polar region of the moon. This region is of intense interest as it has many permanently shadowed craters which could contain water ice and precious minerals. Chandrayaan-3 lander has 4 scientific instruments or payloads, of which one will study the moonquakes, while the other one studies as to how the surface of the moon allows heat to flow through it. The third one will study the plasma environment near the moon's surface. And the fourth instrument will enable scientists to measure the distance between the Earth and Moon very accurately. The 2 instruments on the rover help us study the composition of the Moon's surface using X-rays and laser respectively. While the lander and rover will be in direct contact with each other. The propulsion module circling the moon will observe the light coming from Earth, the only planet which we know which is definitely teeming with life. This observation will help in understanding the nature of distant planets circling stars other than the Sun. As Chandrayaan-3 undergoes important tests and gears up for launch, thousands of ISRO scientists, including those who will launch it, control it, and receive the precious scientific information from it using giant dish antennas, are readying themselves for the challenging tasks ahead. In the past, their dedication and skill have enabled India to earn praise from across the world and made it proud. Let us wish them well in this great endeavor called Chandrayaan-3.
आपके सामने हैं इसरो के अध्यक्ष श्री एस सोमनाथ। अभी अभी आपने देखा एक संक्षिप्त वीडियो जिसमें एनिमेशन की मदद से इस पूरे मिशन की यात्रा को बताया गया है, इस मिशन के ऑब्जेक्टिव को समझाया गया।
예정된 시간이
Chandrayaan-3 has 2 predecessors with destination moon as their mission objective. Chandrayaan-1, launched by PSLV C-11 in October 2008, included lunar orbiter and impactor. During the mission life of around 10 months, Chandrayaan-1 had mapped the minerals on lunar surface, acquired 70,000 images to help create 3D atlas of moon, and what's more, found water on Moon's polar regions. Chandrayaan-2, launched by LVM-3M1 on 22nd of July 2019, consisted of lunar orbiter, lander named Vikram, and rover named Pragyan. The orbiter is still providing insightful scientific information through its payloads like spectrometers, synthetic aperture radar, and cameras.
저기 미션 저 그렇게 이제 그 궤도
चंद्रयान 3 की चंद्रमा की
한
सतह में
번, 두 번, 세 번,
उतरने
네 번,
के
다섯
इस
번
मिशन
하고,
को कुल 10 चरणों में पूरा किया जाएगा। संक्षेप में यह इस प्रकार है। सर्वप्रथम चंद्रयान 3 को LVM-3 प्रमोचक रॉकेट द्वारा पृथ्वी की एलिप्टिकल पार्केट ऑर्बिट, जो कि 170 बाई 36,500 किलोमीटर की ऑर्बिट है, उसमें प्रमोचित किया जाएगा। वहां से चंद्रयान में मैन्यूवर कर पृथ्वी की गुरुत्वाकर्षण की सहायता से चंद्रयान की गति को वृद्धि की जाएगी। फिर चंद्रयान पृथ्वी की कक्षा से निकलकर चंद्रमा की कक्षा में जाएगा। चंद्रमा की कक्षा में जाते ही उसमें फिर से मैन्यूवर कर चंद्रमा की 100 किलोमीटर की वृत्ताकार कक्षा में स्थापित किया जाएगा।
S200 prime chain actuation in progress.
फिर सही समय आने पर लैंडर मॉड्यूल को प्रोपल्शन मॉड्यूल से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा। यह आप अपनी स्क्रीन पर देख पा रहे हैं। यह प्रोपल्शन मॉड्यूल
옛날에도 우리 그 다누리 발사할 때도 사실 저 궤도로 가려고 했었는데
प्रोपल्शन मॉड्यूल का मुख्य उद्देश्य है लैंडर तथा रोवर को पृथ्वी की कक्षा से चंद्रमा की कक्षा में, जो कि 100 किलोमीटर की वृत्ताकार कक्षा होगी, उसमें उचित अभिवृत्ति में लैंडर मॉड्यूल को अपने से पृथक कर चंद्रमा की सतह पर भेजना है। ऐसा करने के लिए इसमें MMH और मॉन का प्रयोग कर 440 न्यूटन के थ्रस्टर्स वाले इंजन्स लगे हुए हैं।
S200 prime chain actuation completed.
इसमें आवश्यक संचार सुविधाएं भी उपलब्ध हैं।
Speaking about the major milestones in the journey of Chandrayaan-3 to the moon, the spacecraft consists of propulsion module, lander, and rover. Lander is planned to touch down at south pole of moon. The major 10 phases of the mission are: the first phase, called the Earth-centric phase, comprises of pre-launch, launch, ascent, and earthbound maneuver. While the second phase is the lunar transfer phase. As the name suggests, the Chandrayaan spacecraft moves closer to the moon. Next 8 phases are in the moon orbit, the third being the lunar orbit insertion, followed by the moon-bound maneuvers phase,
이분이 이제
which mark the fourth
영어로
phase.
분이 이제 힌디어로 하시고 이렇게 동시에
And next
해줍니다.
it is now that the propulsion module separates from the lunar module
6 minutes.
when 100 by 100 circular
네, 6분
orbit
남았네요,
of the
6분.
moon is achieved. The Chandrayaan-3 in its sixth phase carries out D-boost
External power
from
withdrawn.
100 kilometers to 100 by 30 kilometers orbit, followed by the pre-landing phase as seventh phase, and then the most awaited
Flight
landing
coefficient
phase
loading started.
takes place.
Flight coefficient loading complete.
आपके सामने है मिशन नियंत्रण कक्ष का दृश्य। सभी सेंटर डायरेक्टर्स अपने स्क्रीन पर देख रहे हैं कि ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस किस तरह पूरा हो रहा है। दर्शक दीर्घा भी इस इंतज़ार पे। प्रमोशन से हम 5 मिनट की दूरी पर हैं।
-5 minutes.
Most of you might recall the Chandrayaan-2 mission and the intense moments when all the enthusiastic Indians were waiting for the touchdown of the lander on the surface of moon. The launch view gallery with the overwhelming crowd of visitors.
पूरे दर्शक दीर्घा यहाँ बहुत उत्साहित। मौसम में थोड़ी परेशानी हो सकती है, लेकिन सब अपनी सुविधाओं के साथ में यहाँ उपस्थित हुए हैं।
We are close to 4 minutes from the scheduled launch time.
-4 minutes.
네, 3분 남았네요.
Gaining from the heritage of Chandrayaan 2, the Chandrayaan 3 is upgraded in several aspects for the enhanced robustness
Pyro
through
and wall
extensive
battery
ground tests and simulation.
Onboard computer in flight mode.
ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस जारी है। इस दौरान सभी संचार तंत्रों की स्वास्थ्य जांच, बैटरी आवेशन पूर्ण किया जा चुका है। कुछ अंतिम गतिविधियां जैसे ऑनबोर्ड कंप्यूटर पर रियल टाइम प्रोग्राम लोड करना, पायरो लाइन को आर्म मोड में लाना, गैस टैंक्स का अंतिम आवेशन, और यह सभी घटनाएं संतोषजनक तरीके से पूर्ण की जा रही हैं।
-3 minutes.
3분 남았어요.
अब हम उड़ान से 3 मिनट की दूरी पर हैं। प्रमोशन तथा इस प्रमोशन की घटनाक्रम को पहले ही बताया जा चुका है। सर्वप्रथम दोनों S200 स्ट्रैप ऑन बूस्टर प्रज्वलित किए जाएंगे T0 पर।
Pre-flight pressurization of the hydrogen tank commenced.
S200 के प्रज्वलन के 108 सेकंड के पश्चात
거의 한 2분,
L110 जो कि
-2 minutes.
तरल नोदक पर आधारित चरण है, इसका प्रज्वलन शुरू कर दिया जाएगा। L110 के प्रज्वलन के पश्चात करीब 137 सेकंड पर S200 बूस्टर्स को यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा।
We are close to 1.5 minutes from the scheduled launch time.
सभी दर्शकों को ज्ञात है यह एक ऐतिहासिक मिशन होने वाला है। पूरे भारतवर्ष की आंखें इसमें हैं। इस यादगार पल के लिए यहाँ सब उपस्थित
-1 minute.
1분 남았어요.
अब हम उड़ान से 1 मिनट की दूरी पर
-45 seconds. -50 seconds.
All sequencers armed.
Stage ready.
-45 seconds. -40 seconds.
L110 VHPP open. MOV 79 open.
-33 seconds. -30 seconds.
Real-time programs activated.
-25 seconds.
L110 VSPP open.
-20 seconds.
거의 다
-15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
됐어.
0.
예, 올라갑니다. 오.
Plus 5 seconds.
Lift off normal.
P1
Here
tracking.
we have a majestic liftoff of LVM-3 M4 rocket carrying India's prestigious Chandrayaan 3 spacecraft.
P2 tracking.
प्रज्वलन और सफलतापूर्ण उत्थापन LVM-3 M4 रॉकेट का। यह भीमकाय रॉकेट आसमान को चीरते हुए अपनी भयानक दहाड़ से चारों ओर कंपन उत्पन्न कर रहा है।
올라갑니다.
इसे हम यहाँ महसूस कर सकते हैं और यही दहाड़ है जो वैज्ञानिकों को रोमांचित करती है। LVM-3 के उत्थापन के साथ ही हमारे अंतरिक्ष यान चंद्रयान 3 की चंद्रमा की यात्रा प्रारंभ हो चुकी है।
As the rocket is soaring through the clear skies, every second moving closer to the accomplishment of the most important milestone in its mission to moon. Every Indian witnessing the launch live is content with the feeling of watching history in the making.
이제 그 각 단계마다 이제 수행되는 게 이제 있으니까.
Lift off normal.
Here we have a
पर अपना
majestic
छाप
liftoff
छोड़ने
of
के लिए चंद्रयान 3
LVM-3
अपने
M4
मिशन को
rocket
पूरा
carrying
करने निकल
India's
चुका है।
prestigious Chandrayaan.
वर्तमान में दोनों S-200 स्टेप ऑन बूस्टर सामान निष्पादन करते हुए अपनी निर्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर बढ़ रहे हैं।
The S200 motors thrusting simultaneously, generating a peak thrust of close to 6,000 kilonewtons in vacuum. They are made of HTPB-based solid propellant, 204.5 tons in each strap-on. Close to 2 tons of propellant being burnt each second.
S-200 स्टेप ऑन बूस्टर्स का
L1 turn stage ignited.
प्रज्वलन काल 126 सेकंड का है और अभी अभी घोषणा की गई L110 स्टेज का भी प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है।
Apart from the
L1 stage
strap-ons,
performance normal.
the core stage has also commenced its operation. This stage, based on combination
200 stages are separated.
of hypergolic earth storable liquid propellants UH-25 and N2O4. Now the S-200s have been separated.
घटनाक्रम के अनुसार इस यान से S-200 स्ट्रैप ऑन बूस्टर्स को सफलतापूर्वक पृथक कर दिया गया है। यह काम सेपरेशन मोटर्स की मदद से किया जाता है। इसके बाद L110 तरल नोदक पर आधारित और विकास इंजन के साथ यह चरण सामान्य निष्पादन करता हुआ अपनी उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर बढ़ रहा है। अब यान
3 minutes.
क्लोज लूप गाइडेंस के अंतर्गत है।
L1 turn stage performance normal.
아 이제 정상이다. 다 정상이다.
The trajectory of launch vehicle is
상태가 다
closely
정상이다.
following the prediction.
Payload fairing separated.
네.
जी हाँ, पेलोड फेयरिंग को पृथक कर दिया गया है यान से, क्योंकि यान अब 114.8 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई प्राप्त कर चुका है। इस चरण का कुल प्रज्वलन काल 200 सेकेंड होता है और इस दौरान यह करीब 1600 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न करता है।
We are 220 seconds past the launch time. Current altitude is 135 kilometers. In the 200 seconds of its operation, the L110 stage carries the rocket up to 175.5 kilometers altitude and imparts a relative velocity of 4.18 kilometers per second. That is 250 kilometers every minute.
L1 turn stage performance normal.
LVM-3 M4 रॉकेट का द्वितीय चरण पूर्णतः सामान्य निष्पादन करते हुए इस चरण में कुल 113 टन के तरल नोदक भरे जाते हैं। N2O4 तथा UH-25 अर्थ स्टोरेबल प्रोपेलेंट को ईंधन के रूप में प्रयोग किया जाता है इस चरण में।
Stage ignition is authorized.
अगला चरण C-25 का प्रज्वलन भावी है।
Plus 5 minutes.
L1 turn stage thrust cut off and separated. To C-25 ignition command. 25 ignition confirmed.
That's a piece of really good news that the third stage has started its operation. The C-25 stage has been ignited.
जी हाँ, एक बहुत ही जटिल प्रक्रिया होती है क्रायो इंजन का इग्निशन और इसके प्रज्वलन के साथ ही तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट से गूंज उठा है मिशन नियंत्रण कक्ष। तृतीय चरण C-25 वर्तमान में प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर रहा है। पूर्णतः सामान्य, सभी तंत्र पूर्णतः सामान्य हैं।
118 kilonewtons thrust in vacuum is what the stage develops with its 28.6 tons propellant combination. of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. Present
Cryo
altitude
stage
is close.
performance normal.
तृतीय और यह अंतिम चरण है इस यान का C-25। यह क्रायो ईंधन पर आधारित चरण है जिसमें लिक्विड हाइड्रोजन लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन का इस्तेमाल होता है। इसमें कुल 28 टन का क्रायो ईंधन पूरी सुरक्षा तथा सावधानी के साथ भरा जाता है। इस चरण में 186 किलोन्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न होता है और यह करीब 640 सेकंड तक प्रज्वलित रहेगा। इसमें दिशा नियंत्रण के लिए इंजन जिम्बल का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है। क्रायो ईंधन का विशिष्ट आवेग 446 सेकंड के करीब होता है।
Currently, the rocket is at an altitude of 210 kilometers.
Plus 7 minutes.
While there is no much variation in altitude, this stage will add to the relative velocity immensely.
Cryo stage
आइए
performance
अब आपको
normal.
पेलोड के बारे में जानकारी देते हैं। लैंडर मॉड्यूल्स पे कई वैज्ञानिक प्रयोगों के लिए पेलोड्स लगाए गए हैं।
India's prestigious lunar landing spacecraft Chandrayaan 3 moving closer to its
네, 지금 아직
intended
순항을 하고 있습니다.
injection spot in the orbit. The propulsion module provides propulsion for earthbound maneuvers, translunar injection, and moonbound orbits. It also has a payload to study the spectral and polarimetric measurements of Earth and lunar orbit. The abbreviated name of the payload is SHAPE. Among the payloads of the lander module, the following are included. A Langmuir probe called Rambha to measure the near surface plasma density, that is the density of ions and electrons, and its changes with time. The second payload is Chandra's surface thermophysical experiment, or CHASTE, to measure thermal properties of lunar surface near polar regions. To measure the seismicity around the landing site and delineating the structure of the lunar crust and mantle, payload ILSA is there. The rover, after its descent, will further the
Cryo
scientific
stage
study
performance
objectives
normal.
through its own payloads.
장비들을 지금
For better understanding of
Hands-on.
chemical and mineralogical composition of lunar surface,
로버
LIBS
지금
or
장착된
laser
기기들을
induced
지금 보여드리고
breakdown
있어요.
spectroscope is included. Another payload is the alpha particle X-ray spectrometer.
जी हाँ, लैंडर मॉड्यूल में 3 पेलोड हैं, रोवर में 2 और प्रोपल्शन मॉड्यूल में 1 पेलोड भेजा गया है। चंद्रयान 3 के स्वदेशी लैंडर और रोवर में नितभारों का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है। यह अंतर्ग्रही मिशन के लिए भी आवश्यक तकनीकों का प्रदर्शन करेंगे। लैंडर के पास यह क्षमता है कि वह चंद्रमा की उबड़ खाबड़ सतह में भी बड़ी सावधानी से उतर सकेगा और रोवर को बाहर लाने के लिए और संचार सुविधाएं प्रदान करने के लिए सक्षम होगा। चंद्रयान 3 के लैंडर और रोवर में कुल 6 नितभार हैं। रेडियो एस्ट्रोनॉमी ऑफ मून बाउंड हाइपर सेंसिटिव आइनोस्फीयर एंड एटमॉस्फेयर, जिसे शॉर्ट में रंभा कहा जाता है, यह चंद्रमा की सतह के पास प्लाज्मा के घनत्व तथा समय के साथ बदलाव का मापन करेगा। इसके बाद चंद्र सरफेस थर्मोफिजिकल एक्सपेरिमेंट चंद्रमा के ध्रुवीय सतह के आसपास की थर्मल प्रॉपर्टीज का मापन करेगा। इंस्ट्रूमेंट फॉर ल्यूनर सिस्मिक एक्टिविटी लैंडिंग साइट के आसपास के क्षेत्र में भूकंप जैसी गतिविधियों का पता लगाएगा। रोवर में चंद्रमा की सतह के तत्वात्मक विश्लेषण के लिए लेजर इंड्यूस्ड ब्रेकडाउन स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोप और अल्फा पार्टिकल एक्सरे स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोप इसका इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है। एक बहुत ही दिलचस्प वैज्ञानिक निर्धार है शेप स्पेक्ट्रोपोलैरिमेट्री ऑफ हैबिटेबल प्लैनेट अर्थ, जो कि चंद्रमा से पृथ्वी से परावर्तित नियर इंफ्रारेड किरणों का विश्लेषण दूसरे जीवन सहायक ग्रहों को खोजने में मदद करेगा। वर्तमान में C-25 इंजन कार्यरत है और पूर्णतः सामान्य प्रदर्शन कर रहा है। अब हम प्रमोशन से 700 सेकंड की दूरी पर आ चुके हैं। सापेक्ष गति 6.5 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड, ऊंचाई 191 किलोमीटर।
As we have told you about the Chandrayaan 3's upgrades in the aspects of enhanced robustness through extensive ground tests and simulation, during the last phase of landing, the module will have a vertical velocity of less than 1 meter per second and a horizontal velocity of less than 0.5 meters per second from a height of 3 meters. The lander legs are designed to be robust enough to drive the impact. The cameras are tuned to take pictures ahead of the landing and enable intelligent decision making for choice of best location to land, avoiding craters and boulders on lunar surface.
Normal.
The successive pictures will also enable the craft to determine its horizontal and vertical velocity in real time. Laser Doppler velocity sensor is an upgrade in Chandrayaan 3 over its predecessor.
메인 스테이지에
It helps to
분리됐고요.
determine instantaneous
그리고
velocity of
2단이
craft.
지금 점화된 상태에 지금 있습니다.
Insights into the behavior of Chandrayaan 2 in the last few minutes of its descent has revealed to the scientists the necessity for
이렇게
upgrade
역시
in the
그
guidance
화면 안 보여준다.
algorithm. Inputs from
아마
various sensors are
그
used by the autonomous navigation guidance
찬드라얀 3
algorithm
그
of
분리가
Chandrayaan
될 때
3
아마 보이실 것 같은
to plan the flight
같아요.
path to the most suitable landing spot. The engines of Chandrayaan 3 are capable of more gradual throttling also.
네, 저기 지금 메인 우주선하고 지금 이제 3단인가요? 3단 2단 지금 2단하고 지금 분리가
वर्तमान में हम प्रमोशन से 817 सेकंड की दूरी पर आ चुके हैं। करीब 950 सेकंड पर तृतीय चरण क्रायोजेनिक इंजन को शट ऑफ कर दिया जाएगा। और उचित अभिवृत्ति प्राप्त कर चंद्रयान 3 को यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा। चंद्रयान 3 को LVM-3M4 द्वारा एलिप्टिकल पार्किंग ऑर्बिट में लॉन्च करने के पश्चात 170 किलोमीटर की पेरिजी पर क्रमशः 5 बार मैन्यूवरिंग कमांड दिया जाएगा। 5वीं बार में यह पृथ्वी से चंद्रमा की ओर प्रस्थान करेगा, जिसे हम ल्यूनर ट्रांसफर ऑर्बिट के नाम से जानते हैं। फिर 5 अगस्त 2023 को यह चंद्रमा की कक्षा में प्रवेश करेगा और फिर क्रमशः 5 मैन्यूवरिंग के पश्चात प्रोपल्शन मॉड्यूल चंद्रमा की 100 किलोमीटर की वृत्ताकार कक्षा में स्थापित हो जाएगा। यहाँ यह उचित समय और अभिवृत्ति में लैंडर मॉड्यूल को पृथक करेगा और 23 अक्टूबर 2023 को चंद्रमा की सतह पर लैंडिंग की प्रक्रिया शुरू की जाएगी।
이제 저기서 이제 분리가 될 거예요, 아마. 네.
We have come close to
분리
900
직전이죠,
seconds after the launch. Currently, the C-25 stage is thrusting. Current relative velocity is 9.29 kilometers per second.
जी हाँ, कुछ ही क्षणों में हम देखेंगे तृतीय चरण LVM-3M4 रॉकेट का चंद्रयान को उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर ले जा रहा है और उद्दिष्ट कक्षा प्राप्त होते ही और उचित अभिवृत्ति प्राप्त होते ही चंद्रयान 3 को अंतक्षेपित कर दिया जाएगा।
Cryo stage thrust cut off.
분리했나?
Satellite injection condition is achieved.
अभी पुष्टि की गई चंद्रयान 3 को प्रमोशन की कक्षा प्राप्त कर ली गई है।
Chandrayaan 3 satellite separator.
분리됐습니다.
चंद्रयान 3 को सफलतापूर्वक अंतक्षेपित कर दिया गया है इलिप्टिकल पार्किंग ऑर्बिट पर।
Chandrayaan 3 has attained a major milestone
Chandrayaan
successfully.
Chandrayaan 3 mission accomplished. Handing over to mission director.
드디어 이제 달려갑니다.
This is mission control, mission director. The LVM-3 M4 Chandrayaan mission accomplished its precise satellite injection conditions. LVM-3 M4 mission is successful. Jai Hind.
네, 성공했다고 지금
The
나오죠.
launch has also added a feather in the cap of LVM-3 rocket. You can watch the jubilant congratulatory gestures of ISRO scientists in the Mission Control Center.
जी हाँ, चंद्रयान को सफलतापूर्वक अंतक्षेपित कर दिया गया है, लेकिन चंद्रयान 3 की यात्रा अभी जारी है। अब इस मिशन के बारे में हम अध्यक्ष महोदय से सुनेंगे और हम आपसे आज्ञा लेते हैं।
We sign off.
Namaskar.
Up next is address by Secretary DOS, Chairman ISRO.
그래가지고. 네, 성공했다고 지금 박수 치고 있죠. 성공했어요. 이제 그래서 8월 23일에 대략 그 8월 23일쯤에 아마 착륙을 달의 착륙, 달 남극의 착륙을 시도하지 않을까 지금 예상을 하고 있습니다. 네. 예전에 근데 사실 이제 착륙이 더 중요한 거라서 어떻게 될지 이제 지켜봐야죠.
Congratulations, India.
이제 그 ISRO 의장님이시 이제
Chandrayaan 3 has started its journey towards moon.
성공했다고 이제
Our dear LVM-3 has already put Chandrayaan 3 craft into the precise orbit around Earth. 170 by 36,500 kilometer was its intended target orbit, and it is precisely there now. And let us wish all the best for the Chandrayaan 3 craft to make its further orbit racing maneuvers and travel towards moon in the coming days. So let me wish all the very best to Chandrayaan 3 for its further journey towards moon. Before that, let me introduce the team behind this mission, the mission director, Mr. Mohan Kumar, and also the project director of LVM-3, and we have also the mission director for the Chandrayaan 3 craft, the project director of Chandrayaan 3, Veera Muthuvel. So over to them, Mohan.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Minister of State for Science and Technology and Departments of Space and Atomic Energy, Dr. Jitendra Singh, respected Chairman ISRO and Secretary Department of Space, former secretaries of the department, invited dignitaries, respected dignitaries and invitees, I am very happy to report here that the LVM-3 M4 vehicle has injected the Chandrayaan 3 satellite to the precise orbit, and once again the vehicle is proved to be the most reliable heavy lift vehicle of Indian Space Research Organization. Congratulations to the teamwork of ISRO family. I would like to appraise three things here. The vehicle systems are in the continuous process of quality improvement, especially in the event of our human rating efforts towards making the systems reliable. Secondly, the payload also, capability of the payload also is improved by mission strategies as well as vehicle engineering approaches. We are in the process of increasing the launch frequency of this vehicle considering the national requirements as well as satellite demands. Here, so many improvements we have incorporated in this vehicle. For example, the S200 nozzle, they are processed exactly as per the human rating standards, enabling us to have 100% NDT, and the inherent pocket erosion characteristics are removed. The L100 stage Vikas engine, mostly it is 100% qualified to be the human rated engine with indigenously developed LET throats, and the pocket, the backward gas entry also is eliminated, and it is a perfect system. And C-20 stage also is perfectly, actually, sir.
So we will describe all those details later because of shortage of time.
Yes, sir. I take this opportunity to thank all the mission executives because mission executives for all the supports all along the launch campaign process as well as the launch. Once the launch manifest is released and mission executives are identified, really this is a penance of so many across the ISRO centers, our launch vehicle centers, VSSC, LPSC, IPRC, IASU, SDSC, SHAR, URSC and SAC, along with all our industrial partners, major players to the small-scale industries who supply us with all the deliverables in time, quality products, the suppliers of chemicals, propellant ingredients, suppliers of avionics systems, and our own GOCO facility operators. Actually, the industrial manpower is really our ISRO's virtual manpower. Everybody's efforts went into this, and also the prayers and best wishes of all our seniors, retired executives, everyone's prayers and our own family members. I take this opportunity to pray God Almighty for all the blessings in the form of this success, which was the penance by the ISRO family for last 73 days. And my prayerful pranams for the successful continuous operations of the Chandrayaan spacecraft, for its safe and soft landing on lunar surface and further experiments. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Respected Chairman ISRO, Center Directors, dignitaries and my team Chandrayaan 3, very happy to note that our Chandrayaan 3 has been injected into an intended orbit with very close orbital parameters. Congratulations and thanks to LVM-3 team. And all our spacecraft health parameters are normal, including the power generations in both propulsion module and lander module. Our journey to moon has begun now for the most awaited soft landing. We'll be closely monitoring and controlling the spacecraft from ISTRAC Bangalore. Many critical events are lined up, starting from earthbound maneuvers, insertion into the lunar orbit, and separation of lander, and set of deboost maneuvers, and finally the power descent phase for a soft landing. I take this opportunity to thank Chairman ISRO, Director URSC, and all the center directors for entrusting me this opportunity, who have been the motivational and guidance force behind this mission. My special thanks to Chandrayaan 3 project executives, Associate Project Director Kalpana, Deputy Project Directors, Project Managers across the ISRO centers who have provided an excellent support in building the spacecraft. My special thanks to the expert committees for their constant guidance throughout the various stages of the project. I also thank the various work centers and industries who have contributed directly and indirectly to this mission. My special thanks to URSC council members, group directors, deputy directors across the ISRO centers, and looking forward for the soft landing with all your wishes and blessings from the God. Thank you.
We have our Honorable Minister for Space, Minister of State for Space, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, amongst us during this historic occasion of success of launching of LVM-3. So we would like to hear a few words from him. Over to you, sir.
It is indeed a moment of glory for India and a moment of destiny for all of us over here at Sriharikota who are a part of the history in making. Thank you, Team ISRO, for making India proud. And thank you, Honorable PM Narendra Modi ji, for having made this possible by unlocking the gates of Sriharikota and enabling the India's space sector. You would recall, Honorable Prime Minister had very recently said, sky is not the limit. And living by his words, I think the Chandrayaan today has gone beyond the limits of sky to discover the unexplored horizons of the universe beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, this day today, the 14th of July 2023, is also a day of vindication. Vindication of the dream that Vikram Sarabhai saw 6 decades ago. He might have been short of resources, but never short of confidence. And when we see those pictures of a launcher vehicle being carried on the carriage of a bicycle, without any remorse, without any slightest embarrassment, that is because Vikram and his team had faith in themselves, faith in India's potential, faith in India's acumen. And today, here, we are vindicating and we are reiterating India's indigenous capabilities, living up to the ideal of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And before I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, as Mother India enters into the next 25 years of this Amrit Kal, she pledges to play a leading global role in the emerging world scenario of 21st century. Thank you and congratulations once again.
Thank you, sir. We will also introduce the directors of the centers who have done all those great work of building the rocket, building the scientific instruments for Chandrayaan-3, the Chandrayaan spacecraft itself, and made all those critical systems, and also the agencies who are going to handle the rest of the mission part, the tracking and the ground stations, and all those teams are here. So I request the directors of those centers to join. First, Director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center.
Good afternoon, India. In last 1 year, this is the 10th mission, including the precise landing of the reusable launch vehicle. So with this mission, this is the 7th mission of LVM-3, the successful mission. With this, the success rate of LVM-3 is 100%, and this is the ideal vehicle for Gaganyaan. Some of the changes that we are incorporating in Gaganyaan, we have implemented here, and the Mark III has crossed the reliability of 0.9 and inching forward. So I take this opportunity to salute the entire ISRO community, especially the VSC community and all launch vehicle centers, industry partners for making the stages, making the sub-assemblies and testing. In fact, this is the 3rd launch of LVM-3 in 1 year. You know, the realizing the stages, assembling, testing, and then launching 3 LVM-3s in 1 year is a Herculean task. I salute the industry as well as all the ISRO centers for this. And I wish all the very best. We know that when the beginning is good, the ending has to be good. I wish all the very best to the Chandrayaan for its solitary journey through the vastness of space and for making a feather-like soft landing in the 4th week of August. Good luck. Thank you.
Dr. Narayanan, Director LPSC.
Good afternoon to all of you. It is a historical event for Indian space program and a proud moment for all the Indians across the globe on this momentous occasion of the successful launch of the Chandrayaan-3. 3 in 1 space